Vincent Tarzia is South Australia's Shadow Road Safety Minister. Vincent, as we approach the Easter long weekend, concerns that we could see, well, we hopefully don't have a terrible long weekend in terms of the road toll.
Yeah, exactly. Ricky, thanks very much for having me on your program. Look, unfortunately, it's been the biggest increase in terms of lives lost on our roads over the past 12 months for South Australia compared to any other state and territory. If the current trajectory is maintained, then we're heading towards, unfortunately, 160 people losing their lives on South Australian roads by the end of this year. And as you pointed out, Ricky, Easter has been in the past a really tragic, traumatic time in terms of lives lost on our roads. So we're just encouraging everyone just to really take responsibility on our roads and please do the right thing. At the end of the day, every life lost on our roads is preventable and avoidable, and we just don't want to continue to see this carnage on our roads.
Now, this is a topic that's very important. We talk about often here on Flow, especially leading up to holiday periods. One that should transcend politics as well. You'd like to reach across the aisle, I guess, with the Road Safety Minister in the Labor government and try and find constructive solutions to bring that road toll down. Yeah,
exactly. We certainly don't want to play partisan politics with something as important as road safety. So what I've done today is I've extended the olive branch out to Joe Szakacs, the Minister for Police, and we want to form a bipartisan road safety summit where the best and the brightest minds can all come together and work quickly to curb this preventable carnage. We want to involve bodies like the South Australian Police, the RAA, CASA. I think we need an all-hands-on-deck approach because currently what is being implemented this year is just not working. I mean, we've had 40 lives lost on our roads this year, and that compares to 19 at the same time last year. And as I said, we're heading for 160 if the trend continues, and that will be the worst year in 20 years on our roads.
And regional South Australians, last time I checked, were horribly overrepresented in these fatality statistics, and the police have often said also that it's not always sort of Adelaide tourists that are losing their lives, it's more so people dying very close to their own homes.
Yeah, exactly right. A lot of the time it is people close to home, unfortunately. Sometimes complacency can kick in. I think just because I'm close to home, I know the roads, I drove over them every couple of days, and they do get a bit complacent. But just to look at a couple of figures, for example, I know in terms of the York Mid-North LSA, there's actually been 4 lives on our road lost this year compared to 1 in 2022. When you look at across the board in terms of collision fatalities to recently, a lot of these are actually happening in the day, not necessarily at night when you would think. So it's really, there's been increases all across the board. So at the end of the day, people have just got to take responsibility, do the right thing. Make sure you wear your seatbelt. Don't drink and drive. Certainly don't take drugs and drive. Just really everyone's got to, just use their common sense. It's incumbent upon all of us to do the right thing, but also encourage others to do the right thing as well.
Now, it's important not to do knee-jerk, reactions to what's going on with the road toll, but it does appear to us from a news desk point of view that a lot of single-occupant crashes that we're reporting regularly. Is there a need for some more research to come behind maybe emerging from the pandemic when people were locked down significantly, how people are now, their driving behaviours may have changed, or maybe mobile phone distraction is an even greater challenge now than it was in the past?
Yeah, it's a really good point. Obviously, we started some work to get mobile phone detection cameras in place, and obviously the government is continuing that work. But, South Australia, the increase is 111% to the lives lost on our roads this year compared to last year. Now, the overwhelming majorities of states and territories, so to use COVID as an equaliser, those other states and territories, they're actually going backwards in terms of lives lost. They're reducing their lives lost year on year. So we're unfortunately not following the trend that we want. But I've now said today to the Minister in a letter, we're willing to work with the government of the day. If they've got a sensible solution, more resources, better preventative actions, we will back it in.
Absolutely worth investigating further. That is Vincent Tarzia, the Shadow Road Safety Minister in South Australia. Thanks for joining us briefly today.
Anytime. Thank you.